the show. Today we talk an important than Modupe Martins. Erelu Modupe Martins, welcome to the Tunji Offeyi show. How do you feel today? Can you hear me? I think he's frozen. Can you hear me?
The network.
Okay. So
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, we are good now. I said, how do you feel today?
Yeah, I feel so good. I feel so good.
Glad to hear that. You might just want to introduce yourself to our audience today, who perhaps doesn't know too much about you.
Yes. My name's Erelu Modupe Akindele Martins. Yes, I'm a businesswoman. I'm into hospitality business, and I'm a politician, and I'm an activist too.
Sure. And that's what has brought you on this show today. So
Okay.
we'll be going straight to the point as much as we can, so we save time. So what informed your creation of OY? For those who don't know, OY is the Oduduwa Women Initiative, if I'm right. So what made you create this platform?
Yes, Oduduwa Women Advocacy Initiative was created. It's an initiative that came up about 7 years ago. And before I came up with Oduduwa Women, I thought about it, and I discovered that some of our women are lagging behind in so many ways, especially the Yoruba women. And I felt there should be a platform that would bring every woman together, and to ensure that we foster unity among the women. That is one. Then two, to ensure that we have a way of empowering these women in our little way. Because when you look at some of these women, it's lack of fund and I would say capacity building that is making them feel so timid on them not to compete appropriately with their counterparts, especially from the other region. So I felt there should be a platform that will bring us all together and, in my own little way, to empower and create awareness that they should be part of nation building. And that is what I called some of my women that are a little bit enlightened. And I said, I sold the initiative to them, and they were like, we have been looking forward to this. And, they applauded it, and, we started it. And today we are all over the place, everywhere.
When you say you are everywhere, do you mean the Southwest Nigeria?
There's virtually nowhere in Nigeria, even outside the country, that you won't find a Yoruba woman or a Yoruba man, that have, relatives, all over globally. So as I speak to you right now, we have our, hello?
I can hear you.
Even now outside the country, we have representatives. So that's why I said we are almost everywhere. But within Nigeria, I can authoritatively tell you that Oduduwa Women Advocacy Initiative is all over.
Great to hear that, Erelu. So how often do you meet with your group, and what are your immediate plans for the future as we speak now?
Yes, concerning physical meeting, we do that maybe once in 3 months. But when you talk about monthly meeting or as at when we feel there should be a meeting, we do an online meeting in which everybody contributes, and the insecurity in the country, and with it we feel we should try and be cautious, and that is why we feel let us go. Most of the time we do online meeting, and we are getting there.
which is safer and more economical anyway. I mean, that's reduced costs and traveling here and there is safer considering the security challenges we face in Nigeria anyway. But I'd like to
Honestly.
know, is your platform only open to rich women, influential women, powerful women? How about the ordinary women, the ordinary folks? Are they part of you?
My brother, when you look at the pedigree of membership in the group, I don't even look out for rich women, or except for people that want to be matron. Our memberships are grassroots women, you know, the grassroots women that we can easily, impact their lives. Honestly, when we are going out for functions, when you see us, you see that we are always in white. Why we are using white is because we call a material, a fabric. Our Yoruba people call it teru here. You know, when you say white, white is white. If you put on a brocade of 75,000, 95,000, somebody that wears a teru of maybe 2,000, with all of you are white. You do understand what I'm saying? So that's to tell you, we discover that some of these women, some of them are not even, they're not comfortable, meeting up with because they feel rich women. We don't want to go near them, or we don't want to. But when they say that there is a doctor amongst us, there is a pepper seller amongst us, there is a lawyer among us, so we all mingle together. We relate, we freely. So that will give them a sense of belonging. I mean, those people that are not even lettered, they will give them, so we can even reach out to social person, and that's why we call ourselves Sisimi. If you see a 70-year-old woman in our group and a 30-year-old woman, you call ourselves Sisimi. And we are getting along, very well.
Great. I know we've dragged this more than enough actually on this OY issue, but I do like to ask one more question as per your group. Do you
Go ahead.
Are you really comfortable to say this is an independent group? I mean, when I say independent group, independent of government functionaries, considering there was a time you were presenting your insignia of office to Governor Aketi. So will you say this is really independent? Is it not really backed or influenced by government?
Thank you very much, my brother. As part of code of conduct in the organization, when you get into our platform, you discover that we don't even talk politics. We don't talk religion. We don't talk politics. And this is because we don't want any government to say, I'm the owner of OY. No. Why we went to Aketi the other time is because of the Amotekun initiative that came up through him. He's the Southwest chairman, the governor of the Southwest chairman. And we felt with that initiative of Amotekun, which is helping in security in the Southwest. We felt as a group, as an Oduduwa group, we own it as a duty to appreciate, to make them do more. Why we actually, if not, political tone, nothing of such. Even though I'm a politician and we have PDP members amongst us, we have SDP amongst us, we are always very silent about that when it comes to our duty as an organization.
All right, glad to hear that you've managed to remain focused despite obvious temptations, from government functionaries that might be willing to hijack such a noble platform as yours. Okay, now you mentioned just now that you're a politician. We're actually coming to that, but it seems you've preempted me, and I will not waste much time in throwing my question regarding that. In 2016, you were deputy governorship aspirant to Dr. Olu Agunloye. How was that experience for you? And why were you a deputy aspirant instead of being the main aspirant if you're really fighting for women? to take over?
I think one step before another. I got into politics 1999. So I've been in politics right from while I was in school. During MKO Abiola 93, I was in Poly-Badon by that time, and I stood my ground to ensure that my colleagues, the students, we worked for MKO right then in Poly-Badon. So, but actively after my school, I joined politics, and thereafter, they said one step before another, like I said. And when Dr. Oluwagunloye, looking at my pedigree, when he came up and he said, Erelu, I want us to do this together. And I felt as at that time, APC and PDP, there was nothing much, to say about them. And I said, okay, let us try and pull up a third fox, and we tried it, and it didn't work as we expected it to be. Looking at so many intrigues, political intrigues, it didn't work out, and thereafter, I moved back to APC.
Okay, as they say, the only failure is not to try. So at least you attempted it in some way. Though I would have felt as a women leader, being, going for the governorship itself would have been better, but it's all right. You've explained your reasons. We roll with that. However, I also want to engage you on your political trajectory. In 2019, you came up again. Your posters was everywhere. And this time around, you were running for the House of Rep, if I'm correct. So will it be okay for me to say you are a serial contestant? And why is that? Are you like a Buhari or Atiku, people who always just contest and contest?
No. As at that time, I wanted to come out for House of Reps, but the party leadership, called us, many of the aspirants, I didn't obtain their form, and the leadership came up with a plan that, okay, you, Erelu, you have to please calm down. Let's also person go. You know the arrangement now, internal arrangement within the party, and because no one is bigger or higher than the party, we had to just succumb, and another to go for that position. I didn't contest. I didn't even obtain form. I came out. I was consulting, and I made my that I should calm down, and that somebody should go, and that was why I backed up on that.
So will it be like the same situation we always have in Nigerian politics? Because you already made posters, and for instance, that's how I got to know about that, even from far away.
Yeah.
So were you compensated in any form? Because I know Nigerian politics is about compensation. And do you think this really makes sense? This compensatory kind of politics that, does it not look like what they call paddy in Yoruba? Like, you people just change among yourself one way or the other.
You know what? I didn't look at it from that angle, and I don't think that was what happened, because as at that time, I assume it was a man that I was asked to step down for, to have been a serious uproar, but it was my fellow woman that I had to give space. So I don't have problem with that. But and the woman also tried her best, and it didn't work out. So, but for them to call me, please, let us allow this woman to go. Thereafter, then we can start working on your own, And I said, fine. We don't have to be fighting ourselves, women to women, and say, because the men will always want an avenue for the women to, to quarrel so that they can come in. And I said, no, let the woman go. Being a gender activist, I felt it was an avenue for them to, to push in their own person. So I said, if it's for this woman, I will allow her to go. And that was what made way for her. It wasn't the stuff.
For you, no sacrifice is too big. to make for your fellow women?
No, not at all. No.
Okay, that's interesting. But one thing I also like to know, do you not think, especially coming from a conservative culture such as ours in Nigeria, do they really see you as a troublemaker because you seem to be keen about women advancement, which I don't really have a problem with in my own exposure, but you know what I mean? I'm talking about based on where we're coming from. How do you react to that?
Well, it's a two-way thing. It's
Okay.
a two-way thing. So some people see me as a troublemaker, as she's coming again. This is a woman thing, you know. But some are reasonable enough to say, please, let us hear her out. Do you understand me? Those ones are not so many. They are not so many. But I think we are getting there. When you look at the way people perceive me 4 years ago, it's not the same way they perceive me now. So they're like, let us listen to Erelu. Let us listen to her. If she's not, most of the time, if you are not making case for yourself, for your own personal self, and you are saying, please, let us allow, these are women. Let us allow them. Let us allow them. There are women I've sent to House of Assembly. I've made some, even this, I don't want to call them disabled, you know, a disabled lady that I made, I made her join politics. And today, she's somebody in Ondo State politics. And another House of Assembly member, you know, if I am not saying it should be me thing, and I say, okay, please let us allow her, let us allow her, let us allow, then one day people will want to listen to me and say, even you that you are saying let us allow it, let us also compensate this woman. That is the way I perceive life to be. Some of them they were saying, Erelu, you are too troublesome. There's no one that you cannot face. There's no one you cannot talk to, you know. But now they are becoming more reasonable with me.
So you talk about compensation. That was the same thing I mentioned earlier on. You said it's not about compensation, but now you mentioned compensation again. Does that mean you actually believe in?
Sorry, up till now, I have not been duly compensated, but I know, I'm hopeful that very soon I will be compensated. That's what I mean.
I get you. So when you talk about this compensation, maybe for yourself, from what I can scoop so far, and for you, you're not selfish. We can, we've underlined that anyway. That's clear, and that's really remarkable. But however, are you just seeking power for the sake of power? Why do you want to be compensated? What do you want to do with the compensation if you eventually get it?
Thank you very much. There are 3 reasons why I'm in politics: to change my community, to change my own life. Do you understand? And to change the life of the unborn generation that are coming, to impact lives. I've started, and I'm believing God I've started well, and I know God will see me through. To change my community for better, to change my own self, and to prepare a beautiful ground for the unborn generation.
Yeah, I really like your first point and the last point, but the second one gets me a bit thinking. When you say to change your own life, can you please throw more light on that, please? Erelu, what do you really mean by that?
Thank you very much, my dear. When I say to better my life, to change my life, I feel so happy and excited to see myself empowering people and putting smiles on faces of people. So with that, I know when you get to a place, they will speak, that Erelu, that woman, no. Don't go there. She's a good woman. She's a good woman. We like her. I think with that, I'm changing so many narratives about my own life. It's not about making money. It's not about amassing wealth for myself. No. But I know by the time I put smiles on people's faces, I will be happy and I will have a good life.
Yeah. So we will rather probably say you are improving your own life, because if you say you're changing your own life, from what you've explained, it could also mean that maybe you've been doing bad before and now you want to do good. So, but I believe you've been doing You want to improve
No, no,
on
bettering my own life. Thank you. Thank you for that.
okay, so it's good we just get our scope right here. So I want to move to about a question come to my mind now. Let's go a bit off script. Feminists, aside from yourself, you've said you talk about yourself personally, but do you think many Nigerian men are not genuinely worried about feminists? Like some believe they are not marriable, they don't listen to their husband, they are just troublesome. Now we're not even talking about you personally now, because this is just not about you or even me interviewing you. It's about the general scope of things. How do you respond to that? That view that those people, if you go and marry feminists, if you talk H, you will talk B, and all that.
Oh, that is not correct. That is
Okay,
not correct.
tell us why it's not. Yeah.
For the fact that a feminist know her right from her left does not make her. I do tell the members of my group. I said this Oduduwa women is not for you. Maybe if I say it in Yoruba, probably the viewers will understand. I said this is not Egbe Kiloko Oshe, meaning that it's not a group that we say, please, my husband, go and sit down. This is women issue. You understand? It is not Egbe Kiloko Oshe. And that is why I don't, if I call them, please, we have to visit so place, maybe a general hospital, a place that we need to visit for an indigent parent or whatever, for whatever reason. And you call your husband and your husband said, no, just call me. If I speak with him and I could not convince that man, then you stay back. I won't hold it against you. So when you say a feminist, it's just a woman that knows her right from her left, that know what to do at the appropriate time, and that hate injustice. So for a man that appreciates injustice, we see that woman as somebody that does not listen, is somebody that no. You understand? It depends on the man in question. If the man is somebody that loves injustice, that likes to cheat the wife, then he will see the woman that hates injustice as somebody that's a rebel. You're a rebel. Is that what they taught you where in your group or your organization? No. So it depends on the man, and there is also it has to do with how the woman is able to convince the man. I hope I'm talking sense.
Yeah. Go on.
It also depends on the woman. You should be able to sit your husband down and let him know some certain things, when it comes to, you being his wife, and what you will take, what you will not take. It's not until when you now say what you have been taking before you get married to him, or what you have been accepting from him, maybe overnight, because you now become a member of a gender organization. Say, this is what they taught us, and you now start changing things. There will be problem in the house, in the home. So we have to, the woman has a role to play. Even if you're a feminist, you have a role to play as a wife, and also the husband has a great role to play in that wise. That's the way I look at it. Being a feminist does not mean you should be a troublemaker at home.
Yeah, I think I personally share your views as well on this. So it's not for me to necessarily align with my guests, but in being honest with myself, I would say I really agree with what you've said, because from my perspective, a feminist does not necessarily have to be obedient. To borrow this latest obedient word. Yeah, because sometimes to be obedient could mean just to be subservient, not having an opinion at all. But at the same time, not rebellious. There have to be a fine balance whereby you have a say. Also, you're not just unnecessary, like you said, saying this is what they taught us in our group. Which group? So from what you've explained, definitely that's not what you're teaching them, at least in Hawaii. It's just, teaching them to know their right, but at the same time, not unnecessarily rebellious and not giving peace a chance. All right. So we move to the next question. We gradually get into the middle of the interview. Funny how time flies, when you're having meaningful talks like this. So we realized of recent in the last completed games in Birmingham, the Commonwealth Games, all the gold medals are won for Nigeria were won by women, led by Toby Amuson. And that's is it Amuson? Yeah, I was thinking about the pronunciation. Thank you. So that really caught me. Like, is it really time for Nigeria to Nigerian women to take over the leadership of the country? If they can win gold on the track, maybe they might as well win gold in leadership. True or false?
Very true, my dear. Very, very true. Very, very true. But will the men give us this chance? Will the men
What's holding you
give
down?
us this chance? All the political parties now, none. I said none. You see, I'm trying to separate activism from politics.
Okay.
But I will continue trying, my best possible. When you forget the fact that I'm in a particular political party, none of them has deemed it fit to say, let us consider a woman as a vice president. Nonetheless, we'll keep trying. If the men can give women chance to be at the helms of affair, maybe SGF, Secretary General of the Federation, maybe Vice President, you will see the great turnaround in Nigeria. You see the great turnaround.
Sorry to interrupt you. Someone might argue in the past that we've had someone like Patricia Ete as a former speaker, and then we all know at some point that turned scandalous. So what difference does it really make then?
Someone like
Patricia Ete, if you remember, former speaker in Nigeria.
You see what our men, can you imagine this, our men? One person, you can't expect all the women to be 100% innocent.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? Look at the number of men that has granted this country in the past years. Billions of naira. For a woman that you put there, maybe, but we don't even, up till now, we have not even gotten to the root of the matter concerning the woman. If they say, let the woman be this, or if woman is there, they won't do this, they will now start referring to one person. One person. When we have hundreds of men that has embezzled money in this country, and nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. So one debt, I mean, what do they call her? So if we say let woman be vice president, they say we will put you at speaker now, and you embezzled money. Is that an excuse? Haven't we been trying men that have even embezzled, that have corrupted, that have granted this country, corrupt men, hundreds of thousands of them in agencies, in parastatals, governors, and commissioners, and ministers that have embezzled money? They will say, we are trying, look at this Babacha, this former SGF.
Oh, wow.
The one that said he cut grass for millions of naira.
Yeah.
Millions of naira. So how many men have done such evil to this country? And yet we are still putting men at the helms of affair. Nobody is talking about them. Just one woman that had problem is the one they are referring to. It's the one they are very. Why can't they try another woman? Oh, another woman. Let them try another woman. Let us give them chance. At least we'll see one woman that will. Oh my God. Well, it's okay. So that is what I will say for now, my brother. We have to try, look at the countries that we have women, other countries that women are their aims of affairs, prime ministers, in like other countries. Not doing well. Yeah. Are they not doing well, my brother? But they will always refer to one woman here that they put there. And they know her pedigree before they put her there. They always refer to that. That's why we don't want a woman. We don't want a woman there. We will have a long way to go. Look at the wife of the governor of Ondo State. that went to contest in our own state, you know, for Senate. Look at what they did to that woman. Come to Ondo State here. All the women that contested in my own state here.
Do you think it was because she's a woman?
Yes. Yes, my brother. Yes. Capital yes. Capital yes. In Ondo State, during this last primary election that we had in Ondo State, one woman in the whole state, one woman contested for House of Representative. And they just technically, they knocked her out. Technically, they knocked her out. What do we say to that? And want to move forward in this country. With all this, God will help us.
Amen. Okay. I see you're getting a bit passionate about this now. So I think it's fine. It's fine. It's your fault. So you have a right to agitate. And this is an open platform. We don't gag people here. And I just want to bring you down a little so we can move to something a little bit more sensitive like politics. But it's still nonetheless sensitive because I realized of recent, in the last couple of years, domestic violence has been going on in Nigeria. So when you open the papers or you check your mail or whatever on the internet, you see news about women stabbing their husband, and vice versa is going on both ways. What do you think is responsible for this as a mother, mother of the society, not just as a gender activist?
As far as Nigeria is concerned, I would say it's the state of the country. Honestly, people are unnecessarily, they're under pressure. Pressure everywhere, I don't know. So many things are responsible for that, my brother. So many things. And by the grace of God, when you look at what United Nations is coming up with now, by November 25 to December 10, we'll be having a 16-day advocacy, against this gender violence and the stuff. There's going to be a 16-day program, on this. And I think permanently that will nip all this thing in the bud. And it's a big issue. Thank God the whole thing is, gradually, we are getting over it now, gradually to a minimal level. In the last 6 months, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. In fact, when husband is sleeping or a wife is sleeping, you have to be very careful. While you're sleeping with your husband or your wife, you need to be very careful and check around him. Maybe he has knife or cutlass or whatever. The home was no longer peaceful, but now, things are getting, gradually better.
A little bit
with the program that the United Nations are coming up with, and the whole country, Nigeria inclusive, we have to be part of it. We call it orange, whatever. So we'll see what we can do to ensure that this thing is reduced to the minimum level.
Yeah. So what advice will you give to either a man or a woman who is going through domestic violence? I would like to actually emphasize the men now, because a woman can cry out, my husband is beating me, or you can't hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? I think we're having technical issues here. But can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, good.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Glad to hear that. So I was saying, I'm talking about the men especially now. I like to emphasize the men, because it's not the news in a way if a woman come crying out that my husband is beating me, and maltreating me, or it looks a bit like an age-old problem. But when a man is the other way around, maybe a man is being turned to a punching back by the wife, is too ashamed and too timid to talk. So what advice will you really give to such men so they don't die inside as well?
Yeah. Well, honestly, the same process that goes for the woman goes for the men. They should speak out. Because I must tell you this, that there are women like that too, that feels bad.
Yeah.
But
the network is not helping us.
Some people are not even beating their husband, but the kind of treatment they meted on the man at home is more than beating them. Do you understand? They should speak out. They should just speak out. If they can come to our organization, we'll work things out. We introduce them to a counselor, then we have counselor amongst us. We intervene, then we talk to the woman. If it is not possible for them to mend the relationship or the marriage, then we will encourage them to get separated. We encourage them to get separated before the woman kills him.
At least maybe for temporarily, just to see if things
whether permanent, the best, our own target is for either of them not to be killed, not to lose their lives. So if it is temporary, if temporary will work out and they will mend their ways, fine. If it will not work, let them separate permanently so that they will have their lives to live.
And live to tell the story, at least.
And live to tell the story. Thank you. That's it.
I think this is a very something huge to take away from this show today. And so, because this is we're not just talking for the sake of talking or opportunity to know. Here we're trying to achieve a result. So I would probably like you to give us like a link, maybe a phone number they can reach the organization on. Because somebody is watching this and maybe they're already going through exactly what we are talking about. And they're like saying, thank God now I have hope. So what number can they reach Erelu and the group, the OY group? Please let us have the number.
+234 70 32 37 1292.
Okay, there you have it. If you don't get it, you can. This is a recorded program. You can always rewind it and you get the number correctly. And don't waste time, like you said. Just speak to them. They are not just going to. Don't worry. They know how to break your home. They just want peace by all means. Like she's already said that they're going to try to settle it first. And it's already over-explained. There's nothing for me to actually have to that. So let's move to the next question, please. The last time, not too long ago, we have a new Erelu of the source in the person of Erelu Abiola Dosto. And I think she's the highlight. So the Army of Ife was charging us to go forth to fight the cause of women, to fight for women's rights in Nigeria. Did you get me? We're having all the. Are you able to pick me now? So she, Army of Ife about anything. A whole king's name was telling us to go forth and fight the cause of women. What is your suggestion for her to achieve this?
For her what?
What will you suggest for her to, Oni was telling her to go fight for women's rights. So what do you suggest for her to go about it?
Yes, my suggestion to Yeye Odua is to try as much as possible. Firstly, to bring all the women together. Try as much as possible to plan in such a way that she will be able to convince the women that now they have a rallying point. And the rallying point is herself, and ensure that she endears them to her own heart and make herself accessible to the women. Thereafter, then I will encourage her to partner, in which I think she's working on now, with Odudua, the objectives of Oduduwa Women Advocacy Initiative so that we can liaise with her, work together with her, and ensure that what Oni said to her, I mean, the assignment given to her is accomplished on time. How she can accomplish all this, I said it earlier, is to ensure that she's accessible to the women. That is number one. And all the Yalojas. Firstly, she should ensure that she knows them, brings them together, and enlighten them, create awareness to them that they are part of Oduduwa. They are part of nation building. They can impact lives in their own little way. With that, then she's good to go.
Okay.
Because you know, she's the Yeye Odua of Oduduwa, not Nigeria.
No. So
Hello?
what? Yes. Can you clarify that?
What I'm saying is that Yeye Odua covers the Yoruba
Land.
women.
Okay.
Yoruba women.
Yeah, yes. So it doesn't. It's not for all women in Nigeria.
No, by extension, you know, she can warm herself into the heart of other women in Nigeria. But her principal role is to the women of Yoruba, Oduduwa. That is her principal role. That does not mean she cannot, you know, extend her, you know, the assignment to other women. When they see that what she's doing in Oduduwa land is commendable, then they will even invite her. They will invite her. So that's the way I see it.
All right. We wish Erelu, I don't want to call her Fernandez now. I think that was the whole name. Erelu Abiola Dosumu. Yes. We wish her all the best on reign as the Yelua of course. And we move to, we're rounding up, so we don't take too much of your time anyway. We have just a few questions more. So 2023 is coming near, coming home to Roost. Who is your preferred candidate for the presidency in 2023? Yeah.
But you know now, I told you I'm a politician now.
Yeah.
And you know, as a politician, I will belong to a particular party.
Obviously. So who is the candidate?
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is my candidate.
Okay. Are you okay with the Muslim issue ticket?
Hey, listen, that's what I do tell people.
Okay.
Okay. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a minority Muslim here. You know, Muslims are minority here.
Yeah.
Do we go and pick them as minority there again? Am I talking sense? Do you get me, Tunji?
Yeah.
Hello, Tunji.
It's not for me to say whether it's right or wrong, but just explain it so that the viewers can decide. So.
Okay. I said Asiwaju is a minority in terms of religion here as a Muslim.
Yeah.
Well, assuming Asiwaju is from the other side as a Muslim, then it will be a majority. You know, Muslims are more at the northern part of the country.
Obviously. Yeah.
So if we now go back to the northern part and pick a Christian, of course, you know, we cannot pick another Christian here since Asiwaju is from the southwest. So we cannot go to the north and pick a Christian. It's going to be a minority also there. So, and I keep asking people, you are saying you want Christian. You want an Hausa, a Fulani man to rule us again after spending 8 years? No, because this is an internal arrangement. And like what Governor Keredolu has been saying, it is the turn of the South whether Obio or Ashiwaju, it is the turn of the South. That they should first of all get that one straight. And if it's the turn of the South, if we now decide that, okay, because we want Muslim Christian ticket and we'll now pick a Christian there, and God forbid we fail that election, it means Fulani will continue to rule again from the other party. We'll continue.
The line is frozen. I think you'll come back.
So that is my own personal, honestly, that is my own personal opinion. And I think I have to be, I can be responsible to that, you know. Okay. Just hold me responsible to that. It's okay. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
The Muslim to me,
line is frozen again. She comes back quickly.
Hello?
Yeah, go on, just go from where you stopped. Yeah. I can hear you. You're having technical difficulty. We are at the tail end of the interview anyway. Yeah. Okay, I hope she makes it back. Yeah, she is now. You just continue from where you stopped, Erelu. Or just try and move away from that location. So, maybe if you go to another location.
And that is my personal opinion.
On that, okay. We have just 2 more questions and that's it. I know you have to really take your time today. So looking at it holistically, not just politically now, how do we ensure gender equality in Nigeria? Because that's your fault. I want to emphasize that again. That's why I bring this up once more. How do we ensure gender equality in the overall societal issues in Nigeria?
My dear brother, gender equality, as important as it is in this country, it may not come as soon as we expect.
Okay.
It is very, very germane and important for the growth and development of this country. But like I said the other time, gradually we will get there. Look at this Beijing they are talking about, Beijing 35% affirmative action and the stuff. In Nigeria, we have not even gotten to 10%. But honestly, there is improvement. And you know, we are talking about 35%. You are talking about equality. You know, from 35 to 100, you know, when it will be equal, we still have about 65 or thereabout for this whole thing to be equal. So that was why I said we are not getting there too soon. I mean, very soon, but definitely we will get there. Looking at the number of women at the House of National Assembly, House of Representatives, House of Assemblies across the country, you know, it is not easy. I just spoke to you about the vice presidential position in the country. No woman has ever been there in a country where we are agitating, talking about gender equality. But I'm believing, I spoke with Mrs. Akeredolu, our first lady in Ondo State, and I said, the best bet is for us to start lobbying these men, you know, rubbing their heads and, you know, lobbying the National Assembly, lobbying the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, you know, to say, okay, if you have 3 senatorial districts, compulsorily, 1 should be for a woman.
Okay.
It is lobbying.
I think I agree with that because even here in the UK, the political parties normally do it. There are some positions they deliberately leave for women. You might be the best man, but that women is for women.
That's it. Once that is passed into law, when that bill is passed, and you know that if we have 3 senatorial districts, definitely 1 must be woman. You know how many women will be in the Senate? Are you with me now? So by the time we start lobbying them, you know, sorry, I'm sorry to say this. You understand? I don't want to say that because I'm online today.
Oh, yeah, that's.
But do that. You know, pat their back, you know, rub their hair, please now. Just help us put one woman out of help us, out of the representative also, House of Representatives will go there, you know, we lobby them, we talk to them. By the time that bill is passed, and we say we have maybe, for instance, if we have House of Representatives, maybe 20 in a state, and women are out of 20, women are 7, 8. You understand? 7, 8. You know what that one means across the country. So 36 states. So by the time we start doing that, we will get there. But for now, lobbying is the only thing. Lobbying, so that at least we will pass it into law, and we will know that this is our own. We women, we know that this is our own. This lot is our own. Then we'll now start thinking of which of the women to occupy that position. So that is it.
I think your math is right. The calculation is making sense. Hopefully that will change the dynamics of the equation of women representation in national politics. And lastly, Erelu, it's been a long day, and really been nice talking to you and having you on my show. I'd like you to share with us the Nigerian of your dream. What is the Nigerian of your dream going forward?
Oh, Nigeria of my dream. Hey, you think I will not be dreaming too high?
It's free to dream.
Nigeria of my dream is a Nigeria where $1 will equal 1 naira.
Wow.
Nigeria of my dream is a country where anybody that embezzle fund will face the wrath of law without interference from any quarter, without fear or favor from anywhere. Nigeria of my country is a country where our police force, Nigerian police force, will be restructured. Because I believe one thing: if the police are well restructured, Nigeria will be very great. If they don't take this bribe, if we take a case to police station, bail is free, and as in free, very free. That is Nigeria of my dream. Nigeria of my dream is a Nigeria where Supreme Court will rule over a case, and there won't be any other Supreme Court that will do that case again and say the person, maybe, oh God, Nigeria of my dream. Well, God will help us. Nigeria of my dream is a Nigeria where security will be safe, will be everywhere. No insecurity, no Boko Haram, no victimization. Nigeria of my dream is a Nigeria where I will not put wire fence in my house. I may not even lock my door overnight. And nobody will bring AK-47 into my apartment. Nigeria of my dream. Nigeria of my dream is a Nigeria where ASU will not be going on strike 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a year. Nigeria of my dream is a country where students will know that I'm spending 4 years in a school to be a graduate. And at so time, when that date is due, they will graduate. Nigeria of my dream. Oh, Nigeria of my dream is a country where agriculture is rated higher than oil. Nigeria of my dream. Where we have more oil, agri boom than oil boom, Nigeria of my dream. Nigeria of my dream is a Nigeria where we hold election. Election will be held, no bloodshed, and the votes will be counted, and it will be real. Nigeria of my dream. Nigeria of my dream, finally, is a Nigeria where women will be given equal chance as their male counterpart. Nigeria of my dream. Thank you.
May your dreams come true, Erelu Modupe Martins. And thank you for coming on the Tunji Offeyi show. Have a nice day.
Tunji, thank you very much. Bye. Bye.